Welcome to page 2. This is page 2, the page where I finally say the things I've never said out loud and tell you why I'm really starting over. I've only said this in my little journal here. For me, where I realized I wanted to become someone different. Not saying I was a bad person or anything, but I started more so walking in the light. I also started reading the Bible a lot more, basically daily. Sometimes I don't do it on the weekends, but most of the time during the week, I'll read it daily, and I start to realize the woman that I want to become and the woman that I no longer want it to be. When I say starting over, I really mean just kind of shedding the person I was before, and not like starting over a job or whatever, although you can do that. But for me, it was shedding these layers that I've kind of have grown accustomed to having and figuring out ways, hey, how can I kind of shed that and not allow those things to kind of keep me in bondage? Oftentimes we feel like, oh yeah, I'll do this then, or I'll do that when the kids get older, or it's just not the right time for this, or it's not the right time for that. And then you're literally serving everybody. You're serving your job, your family, your patients, your spouse, right? You're serving your friends, and then you yourself is shrinking in the background. Like you're shrinking in the background of your own life. And I don't think that that's cool. I don't think that that's something that we should strive to do. I think that we should figure out things that help us succeed, of course, care for other people, of course, but we shouldn't be left in the background or in the back seat trying to do all the things for other people and not doing the things for ourselves as well. Come a little closer, come a little closer. See, I remember, I told you I'm a nurse, right? I've been a nurse for almost 10 years. And we are taught to always put everyone first. I know this. I can say this because I've said this myself. But we do this even when we are running on empty. Eventually, I had to look in the mirror and admit to myself, I don't recognize what's happening here, right? And I have so many dreams and ambitions and goals for myself outside of who I am as a nurse that I have to figure out what are the things that I wanted to do for me. So there were a couple traumatic things that happened to me while I was at the bedside, and then when I became in leadership as a nurse, that really propelled me to want to become different. It was to the point where I would have the ear of the people on the floor, like the staff members, and I would also have the ear of leadership, senior leadership. So I'm the middle ground. And I would tell them, hey, this is what they're saying, this is what we need to change, this is why they're leaving, this is why da da da. And it was, oh, okay, great. Or, maybe you need to stay in your place type of vibe. And I got to the point where I came home one day. It was January 2021. I know this because I came home and I was like through. I had cried so many times, probably over the last 6 months in that position. I had cried so many times. And at that moment, I got home and I was like, what is it that you really want to do, right? It's like, what is it that you really want to do with your life? And I told him, and he was like, all right, we're going to make it happen. And we're still making it happen, right? But I had to, again, realize that I need to really take accountability and ownership in my own story, write my own story, and make sure that no one is putting things in there that doesn't belong. Let me be real. I feel like I've been real and transparent this entire time, and we're only on page 2. But I used to fear being seen. I used to fear someone looking at me and judging me and telling me I'm doing this wrong or doing that wrong, or I'm not doing it the way that I'm supposed to do it, or whatever, and putting other people's opinions before my own, before my husband's, before what Jesus and God has said for me. It was becoming too much. And I'm not going to say I'm completely over that. Like, I still have these moments where I worry what someone else is thinking about me, or oh, I should do this because if I don't do it this way, then they're going to say something. That I still have those moments, trust me. But I now more so fear disappearing from my own story, more than fear from being seen. I'm not trying to disappear. I'm not trying to go off into the abyss and no one knows how passionate I am about the things that I want to do, how philanthropic I really want to become, right? You hear about people talking about, oh, they've given, I forget which wife it is, Mackenzie, I think, but given, billions of dollars to this organization, to this nonprofit, to this school. And it's like, I want to be like that. And not for glitz and glam and props and the kudos. No. Imagine if my organization, not my 9 to 5, like my organization that I'm building from scratch with my husband could give $200 billion a year away. Don't you think that means that I have the wherewithal and the resources that God has given me to then support myself and my family and my generations to come? I told y'all in page 1 that I'm a stepmom. I'm married. I'm a stepmom. I don't have children that I birthed. I'm also a step-grandmom, but we'll get into that in another story. Yes, I do have a baby face. Yes, I did marry someone a little bit older than me, but that's neither here nor there, okay? Stay focused. Stay focused. If you're watching this and feeling like you are starting over too, trust me, you are not alone. We can grow through this together. So again, welcome to Pages of Her. Your next chapter starts here. Until the next page, keep growing.